Do you have big dreams but don't know where to start? Does it feel like the world is too big and everything is too difficult? Watch this video because I'm going to share with you a simple way to make your dreams come true, starting with small steps. Discover the secret to changing your life today. The Stoic secret: turning overwhelming tasks into simple actions. There's a moment we've all been through. Staring at a mountain of work, overwhelmed, unsure where to begin. The pressure mounts and suddenly, what should be a small task feels like an insurmountable challenge. But what if I told you that the secret to overcoming this is already within you? It's not about controlling everything around you. It's about controlling how you respond to what you cannot change. The Stoics, ancient masters of self-control, knew this well. They taught that while we can't control every outcome, we have full control over how we react to those outcomes. They called this inner mastery, the ability to act, think, and choose in the face of life's unpredictability. Let me share a story. Imagine you're sitting at your desk, facing a task so huge it feels like it's going to swallow you whole. Maybe it's a project at work, a book you've always dreamed of writing, or even a new skill you want to master. The task looms before you like an intimidating wall. You begin to feel the weight of it. You think, I can't do this. It's too much. Your mind spins with thoughts of how it will never get done. But then, what if you took a different approach? Instead of being consumed by the enormity of the task, you break it down. You shrink it. What if, instead of writing a 200-page book, you decided to write just one sentence each day? That's it. One sentence. It sounds simple, even trivial, right? But here's where the magic happens. As you sit down each day and write that sentence, you build a habit. You build momentum. The pressure, once overwhelming, is now manageable. You've broken the task down into small, actionable steps. And soon, those small actions accumulate. You've written a paragraph, then a page, then chapters. What once seemed impossible becomes a tangible reality, one sentence at a time. This is the power of Stoic thinking. We cannot control everything, but we can control how we respond. By turning a large, daunting task into bite-sized actions, you not only make it easier to start, but you also create a habit of doing. The key is consistency, not perfection. The Stoics were not perfectionists. They didn't demand flawless action. They valued progress. They knew that in every single moment, we have the choice to take a step forward, no matter how small it seems. So, what does this mean for you? The next time you feel paralyzed by a task too big to handle, don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for everything to line up just right. Just take one step. Write one sentence. Make one decision. The smallest actions, when done consistently, will lead to transformation. The trick isn't in forcing yourself to do everything at once. It's about mastering your response. It's about taking control over how you show up, regardless of the size of the challenge before you. By practicing this every day, you build resilience, discipline, and a sense of accomplishment. You learn to act in the face of fear, to move forward despite uncertainty. And slowly, the mountains you once feared will become the steps you climb with confidence. Remember, we don't control the task or the outcome, but we can always control the way we approach it. This is the essence of Stoic wisdom. So, the next time you look at a huge task, don't let it defeat you. Shrink it, one step at a time. And before you know it, you'll have climbed that mountain, one small action at a time. One sentence today, one step tomorrow. Progress is built in moments like these. The power of small habits, building consistency with Stoic wisdom. We've all had those mornings. The alarm rings and for a moment, the world feels too heavy to face. The covers are warm, the day ahead seems long, and the last thing you want to do is get out of bed and move. That familiar voice inside you whispers, just 5 more minutes. You deserve it. But what if I told you there's a simple way to push through this, even on the days when your willpower feels like it's running on empty? It's not about forcing yourself with sheer willpower. That's a quick way to burn out. No, the key lies in something far simpler, something the Stoics understood deeply: habits. Let's pause for a moment. Think about your daily routine. How many times have you tried to rely on willpower to force yourself into action? Maybe you've told yourself you'll exercise tomorrow or you'll start that new project soon, but the energy fades and you fall back into the comfort of inaction. Here's where the secret lies. Habits aren't about forcing yourself to do something difficult. They're about making the action so easy that you can't avoid it. Imagine this. You've decided to get up early every morning to exercise. But instead of telling yourself you need to do an hour-long workout, you start small. You don't even need to think about it. The night before, you place your sneakers next to your bed. As soon as your feet hit the floor in the morning, your shoes are right there, ready to go. No effort, no stress, just the action itself waiting for you. Why is this so powerful? Because habits, once formed, become effortless. You don't need to tap into that ever-dwindling pool of willpower. The moment your shoes are by your bed, you've already made the decision. There's no more debate. There's no more inner struggle. You simply do. This is the magic of small, intentional habits. By setting yourself up for success in advance, you remove the mental friction that can stop you. Instead of having to summon motivation from thin air, you let the power of routine carry you forward. The Stoics believe that how you live reflects what you believe. If you truly believe in growth, in discipline, and in self-mastery, your daily habits will reflect that belief. But those habits need to be simple, sustainable, and, most importantly, automatic. It's not about trying to force every action. It's about choosing actions that align with your values and allowing them to become second nature. Think about it, each small habit you build reinforces your discipline. Over time, these tiny actions compound into a life of purpose. The Stoic principle here is profound. The small, consistent actions we take each day are the foundation of our character and our peace of mind. So, next time you wake up and feel that familiar resistance, remember, you don't need to rely on willpower alone. Set yourself up for success by creating small, manageable habits. Place your shoes next to your bed, put your journal on your desk, or set your clothes out the night before. Make the first step so easy you'll have no excuse but to take it. In doing so, you're not just building habits. You're building your future, one small action at a time. You're living in alignment with your values, not forcing yourself to do what you should do, but effortlessly doing what you know you must. The Stoics weren't about big, dramatic changes. They were about daily, consistent action, living in line with your beliefs through small, deliberate habits. They understood that true discipline doesn't come from constant struggle but from making the right actions so simple that you can't avoid them. Remember, how you live reflects what you believe. If you believe in growth, let your habits reflect that belief. And watch as those small, simple actions turn into the life you've always wanted, with little to no resistance. Tomorrow, place your shoes by your bed. It's that simple. Let the habit carry you. And with each step, you'll find your strength growing, your discipline strengthening, and your peace of mind becoming more and more unshakable. Small habits, when practiced consistently, lead to extraordinary change. The power of just starting, how small actions create big results. There's a moment we all face. That moment when you look at a project or task and think, it's too much. I don't know where to start. You feel paralyzed by the sheer size of it, and suddenly, the idea of taking any action at all feels impossible. But what if I told you that in order to overcome that feeling, you don't need to take on the entire task, you just need to take the first step? That's where the magic lies in one simple idea. Just start. Imagine this. You've been meaning to read more, but the idea of finishing a whole book seems daunting. Or maybe your desk is a mess, and the thought of cleaning it all feels overwhelming. Here's the trick. Apply the 2-minute rule. Tell yourself, I'm just going to do this for 2 minutes. That's it. Maybe you'll read 1 page or clean just one small area of the desk. You're not aiming for perfection. You're simply taking that first step. Why does this work? It's because the hardest part is often simply beginning. Once you start, the momentum builds. That 1 page turns into 3, the small corner of your desk turns into the whole workspace. The task that once seemed impossible becomes manageable. You've broken the silence of inaction, and with it, you've unlocked the door to progress. This is a principle the Stoics understood deeply. Action, no matter how small, is the key to overcoming inertia. They taught that we don't need to be perfect, we just need to act with intention. It's not about achieving everything right away, it's about taking deliberate steps, no matter how small they seem. Think about the times in your life when you felt stuck. Maybe you've had a dream, a goal, or an ambition that's been sitting there, waiting for you to take action. But instead of starting, you've stayed paralyzed by doubt, fear, or the overwhelming nature of the task. But what if you could remove all that pressure? What if instead of thinking about the end result, you simply focused on the first step? By committing to just 2 minutes, whether it's reading 1 page, writing 1 sentence, or cleaning a small part of the room, you remove the weight of perfection. The Stoics believed in the power of small, intentional actions. They knew that perfect action wasn't the goal. The goal was steady progress. By acting with intention, even in small ways, you build the foundation for something greater. So, here's the challenge. Next time you find yourself stuck, try the 2-minute rule. Just do something, anything, for 2 minutes. Don't worry about how far you'll get or how much you'll accomplish. All that matters is that you begin. And what you'll find is that, more often than not, those 2 minutes will turn into 20 or 30 or an hour. Because once you've overcome that initial resistance, continuing becomes effortless. The momentum carries you, and before you know it, What seemed impossible is now part of your reality. The Stoics knew that true mastery isn't about taking giant leaps. It's about moving forward one small, deliberate step at a time. The key to persistence isn't forcing yourself to achieve everything at once. It's about keeping the momentum going even in the smallest of actions. So today, start small. Apply the 2-minute rule. Begin with just one step, one action. And as you do, you'll find that each small action compounds, building a habit of perseverance and discipline. Remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just need to act. It's not the size of the action that matters, it's the intention behind it. And through small, consistent steps, you'll create something far greater than you ever imagined. The journey starts with the smallest step. Take it today. So you're ready to take small steps and make big changes in your life. Share your thoughts in the comments below this video. What steps did you start today? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future videos. Together we can master this journey of change.